Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's call. My name is Nick. I'm coming to you from Johannesburg in South Africa. And I am very, very excited about tonight's call because tonight we are going to discuss our lovely products. The great products that we have. I'm going to discuss them with my special guest that I've got with me tonight, Cheryl Ziervogel. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm just admitting people while I'm talking, you know. So anyway, right, guys. So my name's Nick, as I said. Cheryl's with me on the call tonight. I'm going to bring her on just now. I just want to introduce the company and tell you guys a quick little story about the company, just for those that have been invited here for the first time. Welcome. The company is called New Age, and we're a health and wellness company in 80 countries, and we are definitely making a mark on this planet because we are disruptive by design. So as I go, guys, just remember to mute yourselves, and it'll make it easier for the speakers. So New Age is the company. Jared Brown, the new business development manager for Africa, he's on the right-hand side there. And our executive team of New Age in Africa comprises of Mark Wilson, who's the current president of New Age. Fred Cooper is on the New Age board. And then we've got our international president, Cameron Bott, and then our area regional president for Africa, Craig DeBrain. And then we have our chief product officer, Deanna Latson, as you can see on the screen. So up until now, we've been in pre-launch for the last 2 years, 24 months. We launched officially on the 24th. We had a soft launch on the 25th of October 2021. The company's already invested $1 million into Africa to get us launched. We launched one brand so far, and you'll see we'll discuss the brand as we go. The brand's made in Southern Africa by Africans for Africans, priced for the African pocket as well as the African palate. And our vision and our forecast and what we want to do in the next 5 years is get to $1 billion. So without further ado, I'm just going to play a little clip about our product. The product is called HiRO, spelled H-I-R-O, and the I represents you. You are the hero. You are there to change people's lives, and I'll be back after this. So, as I said, the product is called HiRO, and Cheryl, if you can just unmute yourself, I'm going to introduce you. So I've got with me tonight one of the other teams in Africa, in Southern Africa, and you know what's great about the business that we're in is we all piggyback on each other, right? Teamwork makes the dream work, actually, as what they say. You know, you're in it for yourself, but you're not in it by yourself. And I was fortunate to be on a Zoom last week when Cheryl was actually speaking, and she actually spoke about the product in depth, and I was taken aback by that because, you know, I realized that yes, we all there, we got the product, we're selling the product, we read what the ingredients are in the product, and we've seen the stories, we've seen what the product does, and we haven't actually delved into the ingredient, what the specific ingredients do for the product. And I said to myself, you know, let me rather get hold of Cheryl and ask her if she would be so kind as to actually get on a Zoom with me, because Cheryl's got a lot of qualifications. In fact, there's so much that I'm going to ask her to tell you about her qualifications. But that said, Cheryl, are you with me?
I find that so funny. Here from here.
Well, Cheryl, you know what? You've got so
Yeah.
many degrees and titles behind you in front of your name, wherever they are. You know what? Tell us your titles before we start.
Okay, I'm a clinical therapeutic reflexologist. I'm an internationally certified applied homotoxicology practitioner. I've done courses in Chinese meridian therapy, in pathophysiology, physiology and anatomy, and I'm now busy with nutrition advisor. And yeah, that's about it.
You don't need any more. You don't need any more, because I promise you now what they're going to hear tonight, it's going to blow them away. And I'm so excited to hear this because, you know, you're looking at your screen now. We've got what we call the healthy HiRO journey. Now, I just love it because it's not the screen's very colorful, but it's truly a healthy HiRO journey. And you can hear the excitement in my voice when I'm telling you this story. And I've seen what this product has done to people. They're on this call tonight. It's changed their lives. And that's what we want to do. And that's what we want to do. And what better way to do it in this manner and also to put some money in your pocket. So, Cheryl,
yeah,
we're going to discuss the products here, and I know you're gonna talk to everybody, and you've done your homework. You know, you've put it. You're gonna, I asked you to put it in layman's terms because, you know, when we hear lawyers speak or doctors speak, they come with these long words and we don't know what they mean. So you've condensed it and you've made it simple for everybody to understand, and for the guests that are watching this to actually see what we do and what we offer to the people, and the efficacy and the cleanliness of our product. Our products are products of integrity. And Cheryl, before I go through to the actual products, we'll start with our quality promise. The promise that we only use the purest and cleanliest. If it's listed on the label, it's in the product. It's our ingredients are fully disclosed in the formulas as well, and it's manufactured in regulated and certified facilities. So you have the table on the top there, and Cheryl, you could start off by explaining what this color chart is, and then I'll go on to the next screen.
The color chart, is that for the, are you talking about the ketosis?
Yes.
The keto strip.
Yeah.
Okay, so from light to dark, it will show you once. I have to explain what ketosis is first, okay, before we get into that. So ketosis is a form, or ketogenic is a diet whereby the body uses fat for fuel instead of glucose. So glucose is the primary choice, but more and more people have been, doctors, therapists, scientists have discovered that ketogenic diets can help the body to reduce fat in a very, very profound manner. And while doing that, it releases what they call ketones or ketone bodies. So I just want to get my notes on ketone bodies. Okay, there's a special word that it's called, and let me read it out to you. When our body prefers using glucose for energy, but at times when we limit carbs, then our system burns fat, and this is great for short-term and effective weight loss. The fatty acids are taken and they oxidize and turned into ketones called ketone bodies. They are then used as energy source. So those ketone bodies, if you take your ketosis strip that we've got in our HiRO brand, it's a covering, or it's a waxy film over it. So you put it in your urine in the morning, and the varying colors will show you whether your body has got ketone bodies in it. In other words, if it is burning fat. That will be effective only if you are doing full ketosis. Now, ketosis is not for everybody. Some people have got kidney problems. Some people need their physician's advice. And Dr. Ginger speaks about it. You need to consult with your physician before you go into a ketogenic diet, because ketogenic diets, it was first used in epilepsy where there was no glucose that could be taken up to the brain, and they found that fat did it. So your body can still use fat for energy even at the brain level. And our strips indicate the degree of ketosis that you're in. The darker the color, that means the higher the fat you're burning. The ketogenic Dr. Ginger has given a lot of recipes in her booklet. We can get it in the distributors have it. She's given that so that you get a guideline of what foods to use to get your body burning fat. That means you've got to limit your carbs, your foods that are high in glycemic index, high in carbs and starch, before the body can burn the fat, because it'll be confused if you keep your carbs high and you take the ketosis diet. It won't work like that. So that's basically why our ketone strips are there. Again, I will say if that's what you're going to do. So I hope that clears up why the ketone strips are there. Okay, so we're looking at our purity, and the purity is the detox. Now, in homotoxicology, there's a nice phrase that says, bacteria is nothing, the terrain is everything. And what's the terrain? Your body. So if your body is in a state of constant toxicity, then it can't function optimally. And we hear so often that inflammation is the cause of many diseases or many ills in the world today. So I looked at our product line, the ingredients. Now they got star ingredients, but in the galaxy, you just need 1 or 2 stars. They all make up the galaxy, but there are 1 or 2 that stand out. So I'm going to just take 1 or 2 out of every product. In the HiRO, the aloe bitters, it's the first one on the bottle. The aloe bitters is really the sap from the aloe, and it's been heated to a point where the bitters are formed, the granules, and that it's in the product. So what it does, it cleanses the colon. It aids evacuation or bowel movement, and it softens the stool, especially where there is where people are constipated. And constipation, there are various reasons why people get constipated, but the most common one is bad dietary choices. The other one, which also stands out, is chlorella. And chlorella is an algae. And that algae has been proven, it's been studied now and proven to remove toxins, and this is the exciting part, from the liver. When it takes it from the liver, on top with the liver and the gallbladder, the gall produces bile, and bile is a very pure substance, and it's produced so that the bile can break down the fats in the body. If the bile has got lots of stagnant toxins in it, then it can't do that. And eventually you get what people call a liver or gallbladder attack, or they feel nauseous, they feel terrible. So what the chlorella, one of the key components of helping the body, is to get rid of the toxins in the bile. And when your bile is cleansed, because bile is used over and over and over. So if you've got a clean bile or pure bile, then the liver can produce more energy. The liver because your liver is your chemical factory of the body. So when the toxic load is lessened, then it works more effectively. And that's the beauty of the chlorella in our purity range. Am I making sense so far?
Great. Absolutely awesome.
Okay.
Don't stop.
All right. So, and now we're on to what the product I like, the Thermogenics. So if you look at the key ingredient here, again, there are others, but the one that stood out the most, which caused me to do some research, is the Sinotrol. So Sinotrol is an enzyme extract from grapefruit and citrus fruits, oranges. And that extract, there's been a 10-year study on this particular enzyme in those 2 citrus fruits. And it's found that those enzymes work on the adipose tissues in the body. Now we've got 3 kinds of fat. We got white fat, we got brown fat, and we got beige fat. So the white fat is when we eat excess amounts and we're not expending it, then it gets stored in the white fat. People who've got high levels of brown fat tend to burn energy faster and quicker. So what the Sinotrol does, it goes into lipolysis or fat burning mode on that particular white fat area, and it turns the white fat into brown. They call it beiging. So the beiging of the fat also allows the body to burn. And these studies have been done in Murcia in Spain, in the University of Murcia in Spain, and it's proven to reduce inflammation, which is a biomarker for disease. It's proven to reduce waist circumference. It reduces abdominal fat and hip circumference. So it works on those areas of the body first. And I can vouch for its efficacy. It really does. A further study was done in South Korea, in Seoul, where the clinicians there discovered that they also have done studies on that Asian population, and it worked for 3 months. They did it. But here's the excellent part. When they went off it, it didn't have the yo-yo rebound effect. If you're going to diet today, 2 days later, you find, oh my gosh, my scales are tripped again. So that's the beauty of Sinotrol. Of course, we got guarana, which is a natural stimulant. And then we've got, I think it's L-tyrosine, which works on the brain. But that's a little bit in depth, so we can save that for another Zoom if Nic wants it. And the HiRO Immuno-MX, this is wonderful. We know with vitamin D, we are all become inside people. We're all working on Zoom, we are on our computers, we work from home. Our kids we are on Netflix, our kids do gaming, and we tend to be inside more than outside. So there's a worldwide pandemic. I'm not talking corona, I'm talking a pandemic of low vitamin D levels. And that's because we're not out in the sun as often. So everyone, if you go and test today, you will find you've got low vitamin D levels. And that is vital for immunity. Vitamin D is not a supplement. It's produced by the sun hitting on the skin, but it's found in a few foods. So when people are low in vitamin D, they take the tablet until their levels come up. But going out into the sun is your first and foremost defense. Secondly, what I love about New Age, they've taken vitamin D, they've taken zinc and selenium. Now, I discovered this today, that zinc is a precursor, or it works from a DNA repair, and it replicates so that it helps the body when a virus enters and there's a germ that the body is seeing, the vitamin D, the zinc produces enzymes or proteins to help replicate so we can fight that. And vitamin D zinc is widely, again, people don't take enough of it because we've got different cultures eating different foods. And zinc is found primarily in seafood, in oysters, in tuna, and in Brazil, and other kinds of foods, but seafood especially. And so we don't eat a lot of seafood. And so our zinc levels are pretty low. So and then selenium. Here's another wonderful addition. Selenium acts as it's called an ionophore. It's a transit. It helps to take the zinc where it is into the cells. So it's a brilliant combination of combining zinc with selenium. Selenium it's second on the chart to iron. Iron is very important, and so it just shows how important selenium is. And another thing with the selenium, it goes into the thyroid. So your thyroid is an organ with the most selenium receptors on it. It's called selenoproteins. So what happens is when you take selenium, it activates your immunity in the thyroid, and it gets the thyroid producing its T3 and T4 helper cells. You'll always hear about T cells and thyroid. So if they're working beautifully, then your thyroid becomes healthier. Also, those T cells, when it sees a germ coming in, it says, hey, here comes an antigen, here comes a germ, make a copy. So when it's gone and it comes again, we know how to attack it. And that's healthy T3, T4 cells, which selenium boosts. So all in all, this is a magnificent product. Echinacea, Echinacea has been around forever, and it's also in the HiRO product. You can get it anywhere, but Dr. Ginger has combined all those in one. So it's cost effective, and it's a double whammy in that they synergistically support each other. So this Immuno is very, very good. I love it. Sorry, Nic. And then, the nighttime. This one is exceptionally good.
This is my best one. I love this one.
Yeah.
My favorite.
It's my favorite too, because it really, really works. It knocks you out for a 6 if you take it. Just don't take it too late. Absolutely. Because my husband took it and he complained. He said, I can't get up because I'm still so relaxed. So again, the product line is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is not a herb to make you sleep. It's an adaptogenic herb. That means if you're very stressed out, it calms you down. If you're feeling very low, it bumps you up. So in order for your body to achieve a hormonal status or balance, that's what ashwagandha does. And then to balance that, L-theanine is the other one that works on the neurotransmitter level. So those two in one product really work to get your hormones and the brain in sync so you can sleep better. Then of course, valerian root and passiflora, they've been used for centuries to help you, to calm you down and to get you into a state of sleep. But those two, ashwagandha is very important. Also, when you
sorry, can I just ask a question there, Cheryl? So would
yes,
you say
course.
this is like an antidepressant type of thing?
It's I wouldn't say antidepressant. I would say it's more to get you to sleep. And when you sleep better, your mood gets better. And when your mood is better, when your body's rested, because at night, here's a special hormone that's released. It's called the melatonin. So when your melatonin is out at night, your sleep, if you're not sleeping, melatonin gets shut off. Think of a janitor. He's got to clean the schoolroom. And if he goes into the room and the principal is there with all the teachers, he looks at the room and he thinks, oops, I can't come in here, I have to leave it. So he goes and the room stays dirty. So it never gets clean. So if melatonin is shut off through lack of sleep, that means your cortisol stays high, your not feel good factor stays high, and that can lead to depression because inflammation is high. So your overall health, your endogenous health will affect your state of mind. And sleep is the first precursor to getting that right. Because that melatonin, you know, when people are jet lagged, when students study a lot, they get very tired. Shift workers often have very low melatonin levels, and you can take a tablet. It will get you up all right for a little while, but it's not meant to be taken consistently because your body can produce it. And if your body can produce something and you take in something, eventually it become lazy. So you're doing yourself a disservice by taking melatonin tablets. If you can get your sleep right, that, I call it the dark night hormone, will come out. And what does the night do? It fights, and it will help all the components of your body, because sleep is repair, digest, and repair. So if you eat late at night, another thing they've discovered, sitting late at night, looking under artificial light, also raises your blood glucose levels, and that also disrupts your sleep. So if you're going to take something to help you sleep, you've got to work with it so that it can be optimized to do its job. Cortisol is normal, it's important. If you have too little, you will suffer tiredness, lethargic. If you have too much, you will have what they call catabolism. Your muscles will break down, you will feel tired, and inflammation will be high, because cortisol it's on top of the kidneys. You've got two adrenal glands, it's on top of the kidneys. When you're under stress, those kidneys say, come on, body, take some adrenaline so that Cheryl can come right. So I take the adrenaline's released, but I never get past that stressor. So it's constantly pumping out. And eventually those poor adrenals will be exhausted. And where will the cortisol be? In my body. So you'll see swelling of the limbs, facial swelling, tummy swelling, and your body will become more and more less able to fight the onslaughts of everyday toxins that we face. So cortisol is very important to be reduced, but also it's important to be raised in the right times. Early in the morning, it's got to be up. Late at night, it's got to come down. An adaptogenic herb, the ashwagandha, can work on creating that hormonal levels, and the L-theanine creates that on the brain, on the mind stimulator, on the
Absolutely amazing. That's absolutely amazing. You know, I'm so excited listening to you, because it just gives me more confidence on the product. Because I mean, this product, yeah, I used to, I've said it all the time. I say it all the time. I used to get 5 hours sleep, 4 or 5 hours sleep. The minute I started taking this, not only am I calmer, I actually sleep. I feel like I've slept, and I get like seven, sometimes 8 hours sleep, and that is, I could never ever go that long, and ever since I started taking this, voila.
It really does work. And also what's so beautiful is when you do that, especially melatonin, it's for mitochondrial health, because without the brain, the body can do nothing. So your mitochondria is very important for relaying every message that the body needs to activate its day-to-day functions. You'll hear more and more in the wellness industry, mitochondrial health.
So Cheryl, would you say that the Thermo-MX and the nighttime MX is a good combination?
It's a very, very nice combination. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It is, eh?
And it is. And what's so beautiful about the product, if you look at all the ingredients, you can go buy it separately, but their formulation, Dr. Ginger just put in a beautiful, it's all credit to them. I'm just relating what the wonder that they've done.
Yeah.
She's put it in such a balance that you don't get addicted to it. And you'll find that even if you skip a night, you'll still sleep nicely. So it's cost effective, it's effective, and it's safe to share with everyone. And that for me is a win, because you don't feel, oh, I have to buy it. If I don't have it, I'm going to not do without it. You're able to do maybe a day or two, but you will enjoy the benefits of it. So it's very good.
So, and Cheryl, if you suffer from high blood sugar.
Okay, that is diet. High blood sugar, there's so many factors, lots of variables that contribute towards it. But again, you will find the more you up late at night, that it's called a body clock. So every organ has a time. In Chinese medicine, there's a time for that organ to be working optimally. So at 4 a.m. in the morning, that's when your cortisol starts rising a little bit, and the liver and the pancreas starts to work. Now, if you're not sleeping properly, there's a certain area of the brain called the habenula, and that stimulates the pancreas. But if melatonin's not working, then those hormones that's supposed to work can't come out. And then you have pancreatic problems. And what does pancreas problems produce? Insulin resistance, because the pancreas is the organ that sends out insulin. So if you are not sleeping properly, that's why weight gain often happens for people who don't sleep properly. And if you're not sleeping properly, what do you do throughout the day? You nibble to get energy. You'll take a cup of coffee, you'll drink 2-3 cups, you'll drink some soda, you'll eat a piece of chocolate, bread, you'll use anything to get your levels up. And that in itself, what happens when you eat all the time? Your body produces insulin. Eventually it says, so much insulin's coming, I'm going to resist it, I'm shutting down. And hence the term insulin resistance. It no longer wants this sugar, these sugars. So it says to the sugars, I'm not using you in my cell. You can go, and it dumps it in the bloodstream. And that's when we start the problems with diabetes type 2 and all the ills that's associated with that.
And Cheryl, and tell me, before we go into the next product, does it help with menopause?
Menopause is a natural state. So look at what the ashwagandha has done. Ashwagandha works on the hormonal level, and it's been used in Ayurvedic medicine for centuries. Indian people who go for Ayurvedic medicines will know that ashwagandha is an adaptogen. So it helps the hormones regulate. And what is menopause? It's estrogen and progesterone balance. So I would say, and I'm not speaking from a doctor's point of view or
yeah, absolutely. We must put a disclaimer there. We're not medical practitioners or professional, whatever. Me, definitely not. But we can't profess to diagnose, but we can say what the product does. Sorry, carry on.
That's correct. If you think the components of it and what it's supposed to do, then even hormonal balance is really good. But again, you have to look at your sleep, because you can't eat yourself well out of an environment in which you got sick. So if you're constantly staying up late and you're doing things that's not in sync with your diurnal rhythms, getting up and going to sleep, if you jeopardizing that, then you can take the best supplements in the world, you will still have a problem. Like cortisol, it's also raised by a westernized diet, processed foods, junk foods, stuff that shouldn't be labeled foods. If you're constantly eating that, it also raises your cortisol. Hence, where is the cortisol always situated? In the fat area in the tummy. Where do diabetics pick up weight first? In the tummy. And one of the diseases that they have from high cortisol is Cushing's syndrome, where I think I've mentioned the tummy swells and the arms and the legs get very thin. So your muscle, this cortisol is catabolic, it breaks down muscle. And excess cortisol it's like with life. If there isn't a balance, which we're all trying to achieve, a homeostasis in the body, then we're going to succumb to illnesses. And look at the life today, endogenous toxins, exogenous meaning outside, endogenous meaning inside. The body's in assault all the time. That is why supplementation, selenium, the soil is depleted of that trace element, and we need it. So if you look at good supplementation, it serves as one of the pillars of getting the body into homeostasis. The other two is lifestyle and dietary knowledge. And now even further is environmental poisons. We have to look at that as well. So it's not a case of just taking a pill to cure all ills. And I love what New Age has done. They've made a synergistic blend of everything to build those pillars of health: detoxification, organ support, immunomodulation, organ support, the kidneys, the lungs, the liver, immunomodulation, helping your thyroid to work, and the detox, getting rid of the toxins in the body. So it's a I have to laugh because it's really wonderful.
So we've had 5 products which we launched with, and I'm excited to say that on Monday we officially going to launch another 2 products, and we'll go through the 2 in brief tonight. But the first one is the Digestive Assist. Now, I actually threw this at Cheryl at about 5 to 8, and I said to Cheryl, "You're going to tell us about this too." So Cheryl, you know,
I'll try.
I was scared, but she didn't get scared. So Cheryl, in brief, you know, here's the HiRO Digest Assist. It's the first time I'm actually looking at it at close range. Tell us about this product.
All right, so you did throw me in, but you know what, Nick, you learn to swim in this business. So the Digest Assist, it's got pre and probiotics. So what you've gut health has been the buzzword today. Your gut health, your microbiome, your gut flora, and the gut has got what they call an enteric brain. It's, you know, when some people say, I've got this gut feeling, I just know it. Where does the feeling come from? It resonates in the brain, but it comes from the gut. So in homotoxicology, we got what they call the gut-brain axis. So in the gut, you've got this, it's called the mucosal lining. And if that mucosal lining is broken down through antacids, through inflammation, through constipation, or taking over the counter NSAID, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, through drinking soft drinks, and through high levels of stress, because stress releases hydrochloric acid in the body. So if there's no food and you're under stress, what does it do? It eats the lining. And if that lining is impaired, then what does it do? It's a mucosal barrier. So if that lining is impaired, it opens up a field for microbes and for antigens and bacteria to enter. And that's what causes a lot of imbalance, because in the gut, we've got what you call the flora and fauna. So there's always a balance. You can't give a tablet because there's so much, as billions of bacteria. Sometimes we don't know who's hosting you, us or the bacteria, because we're made up of bacteria. So the best thing you can do is to look after your gut health by having a good digestive enzyme. And again, Dr. Ginger has made a beautiful digestive enzyme where it's got pre and prebiotics. Prebiotic is the product that feeds the probiotic. It's the food. So here's an example of a prebiotic. I'm going to have some yogurt and I'll have a slice of sourdough bread. So what's my prebiotic? The sourdough bread. And what's my probiotic? The yogurt. So they've taken from food sources and they've put it in a tablet, and They've created their own balance of pre and pro. You can't take a pro without the pre, because there will be nothing to feed the probiotic. And I think it's marvelous what they've done. Secondly, the prebiotic and the probiotic helps the body absorbs nutrients from macro and micro. Macro, proteins, fats, carbohydrates. So macronutrients are your proteins, your micronutrients are your carbs, and it helps the body to utilize it, break it down, and to use it, because you are what you absorb or what you digest. So that this, I haven't used it. We're going to try it, and we'll do some more research into it and experiences with it. And then, of course, it helps with fluid intolerances, and it reduces bloating. So that's what I've learned from the new product.
And
The
Cheryl,
second one,
just before we go into this one, so
Mhm.
when do we take that one? In the mornings? Hey, I see there's 60 there, 30 servings. Do we take 2 in the morning or 2 at night?
I would say in the morning.
In the morning. Okay.
And if you want to, if you have bad bloating, you take one before a meal, maybe one before breakfast, or take before your bigger meals, one from maybe lunch and one before dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, we will do some more research on that. So
absolutely.
It's just from my experience of other digestive enzymes.
And then we've got the HiRO Amino Guard. Now,
that's
I don't go to gym a lot, right? I don't go to gym. Gym's too easy for me. I need difficult things. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm naturally built. But when you show this or you talk about this to the gym people, they say this is great for the gym. Now, what do you say about this? The HiRO Amino Guard.
It's not only great for the gym, it's for anyone. You look at what I spoke about, the cortisol, the high cortisol. And what does that do? It breaks down muscle. It eats into your muscle fibers. So what is the BCCA, branch chain amino acids, BACAs as it's known? It builds up muscle, it aids muscle recovery. It's anabolic. So whereas the other hormone that's excessive is catabolic, think of cat scratch, and ana meaning high, building up, anaerobic, anabolic. So this builds up, and it's also neurotransmitter. It helps with hormones. There's a few other things that the amino acids can do, and our bodies produce, there are 20, we produce 11 essential amino acids, and we will go into discussion of that. So amino acids, muscle recovery, but not only for gym people, or even people who are ill, amino acids can help them to recover. So,
and you mentioned the BCAA. How did you pronounce it?
It's branch chain amino acids. And there's a whole clinical explanation of that. It's going to take a bit of time.
No, branch chain amino acids. Okay.
Yeah, I could do it, but you need to give me time to just.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. I'm amazed at this whole thing. I believe our products have just gone next level.
It has.
In fact, we introducing this on Monday, and it's going to change the actual one of the packs. The ultimate pack's going to change. It's going to include these two. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Cheryl, is there anything else you want to tell us?
No, another thing, it's hormonal balancing, and it creates also serotonin, which is, it's a calming factor, and it also helps with the growth hormone. So that's another, yeah. And I like the name HiRO Amino Guard. It looks after the amino acids in the body, and what you can't produce, it's producing it for you. And what is a guard? It's the protective measure.
Yes. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Really, a lot of insight here, a lot of knowledge, and I hope everybody on the call here took the information in. And I am recording it. I'm going to send it out, and I think it's an absolutely brilliant call to actually show to new people. You know, it'll explain the product, and we've seen the stories. And tonight, I decided I'm not going to actually do live testimonials. I'm going to dive deep into the actual ingredient and what it does. And you've done an amazing job at explaining it to everybody. I, for one, have learned so much tonight, and I really thank you for your time and coming onto the call and agreeing to share your knowledge with us. And thank you to Nathaniel and to Rui for allowing me to get you on the call with me. I really, really appreciate it. So thanks.
And
yeah.
I just want to say one more thing. All thanks goes to Deanna Latson for choosing the best, excellent products, for having no fillers, because she's made sure we've got nothing put in there that shouldn't be in there, because cheaper products, they have fillers put in, rice and rice flour. They sometimes do that. And also Dr. Ginger for her compilation of the beautiful synergistic products. So all thanks to them. Without that, there wouldn't be a new age. So
no,
that's where the credit.
I agree with you there. She's a no-nonsense lady there, and if it's not 110%, she doesn't agree. She doesn't pass it. So what we found is, and thank you, Cheryl, again, we've got a 9-part system to improve your life with health, and we call that the Healthy HiRO journey. You can go on to www.healthyhero.com, and there's a whole lot of a detailed explanation of our products there. We've got a basic online virtual franchise that we offer. So you're going out there blessing people, but at the same time, you're creating residual income for yourself. And we're going to it in further detail on our other calls on a Thursday, for example. We got opportunity calls where we're going to the business side of our business. Tonight, we're not going to do that. You've got the ability to create your own economy. So not only do we do the health and wellness products, but we have so many things that are going to be unlocked for 2022. I am so excited, and we actually going to take the direct selling business to higher levels because of what we're going to offer. And we give you and we give people a way to create income online and worldwide. Today with the pandemic, a lot of people don't go back to the offices anymore. They work from home. So you can work from wherever you want. You can work from another country, on the beach, at your house, wherever you want, you can work and do this business. So I'm going to end it saying that there's a saying by Jim Rohn, the famous Jim Rohn, and he says, take care of your body, because it's the only place you have to live. And that is what we want people to do. Because if your body is taken care of and you're taking in the right stuff and you're eating the proper foods, which we give you in our manual, we give you an approved food list. If you live proper like that, your life will be made. And especially if you in a business where you are the boss, you control your own destiny, you're not there working like a Trojan to live so that your boss can live his dream. So guys, that is my Zoom call for this evening. Thank you so much to Cheryl for sharing. Thank you for joining me on this call, everybody. It's been great to have you. I hope you got value here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. We'll have another Zoom. Take care. And I'll see you on the beaches together to the top. Good night, everyone. And good morning.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Very much.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nic. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks,
Nick
Nic.
and Cheryl.